Hi Peter.
Hi.
How are you?
Very well, Sally. Looking fabulous as always.
Oh, thank you. So are you. And it's the first time I've been out to your, do you call it a workshop or a studio?
Depends what day of the week it is.
Okay.
Both.
Well, it's a workshop then.
To me, yeah, it's a workshop.
Yeah. And you make these wonderful wooden articles. And I've always been a fan of furniture and beautiful things for homes and things like that. So it really caught my eye when it was Andy that told me about you, Andy and Sarah. And it was really nice to look at your website and things you make. So now I come to see them in real life and to show them to our viewers as well. So something like this, we've got this gorgeous table which we can actually see in real life, can we? Or not?
Yes, yeah, we will be able to shortly.
What inspired you? I mean, how did you? Because that's such an unusual design. What inspired you to design?
So I would say that it's the materials and the experiences and nature and things that are around us. I get inspired by function and form, and I get inspired by other people's influences and what other people like.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's more driven by the countryside and nature and the environment around us.
Yeah.
In particular, this piece here was inspired by the Severn Bore, which is the River Severn's at the end of the garden.
Is that the wave that comes along every year?
Yeah, well, twice a day.
Oh, I thought it was once a year.
No, it happens twice a day. But should we have a conversation about the equinoxes and the effects of the moon and the size of the tides?
Well, Dad had said to me that you can go and see the Severn Bore, and it's at this time of year that it comes down.
So you have a spring equinox and you have an autumn equinox, and at those times of the year, the tidal range is much bigger. So the spring tides are bigger spring tides, and therefore there's more water moving up the river.
Right. Is that when it goes all the way to Tewkesbury?
Yeah.
Perhaps it doesn't go every day to Tewkesbury.
Well, the tide comes in and out twice a day, so there effectively is a Severn Bore twice a day. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
But it's only
probably no one else knew that either.
It's only at its biggest at 2 points of the year, in the spring and in the autumn.
I see. Okay. So you've been inspired by the shape of that.
Yes, indeed, yeah. And so yeah, it's kind of an organic form, and it just sort of took shape. And so I was in here one afternoon and had just prepared some lumps of oak, and then decided to take my chainsaw to it and see what happened, and that was the outcome.
It's really nice and stylish. And it's modern, but it can fit in with rustic as well, can't it?
Yeah, it's got that kind of contemporary sort of touch to it. My history is very much nautical, traditional shipbuilding as a time-served shipwright, and so there's quite a lot of nautical influences.
Yeah. You've got a Devon connection as well.
In my work, yeah.
What did tell us about Devon as well?
So yeah, on the coast in South Devon is where at the tender age of 16 I started a shipwriting apprenticeship and continued to do this, which then took me to many far-flung corners of the world, and then concluded that career with a degree in naval architecture. So there's some engineering practices that I bring forwards into my work.
So your things are going to stand the test of time when you make them.
Oh, I would hope so. Yeah, I mean, the Fine Wood and Article Company's a small, fairly new, fairly young business that's a culmination of all of my life's experiences to date, and is bringing those things together, both in business and also in customer-facing service aspects towards this, and also in the products and the materials. Having been exposed to some big shipbuilding, through to small dinghy making, through to spar making, so I take great pride in making anything from the simplest house sign, engraved house sign, through to a whole suite for the dining room and this.
I've seen your kitchens as well. You do kitchens, and did you make a bar as well?
Yeah.
Made a bar.
Yeah, we've put a nightclub bar in a 17th century tithe barn that's up near Evesham. So really, if someone you do door stops and house signs and things like that, so people can buy them as a gift, or
something, a lovely piece of furniture for their home, commissioned, and you also make swings. So we're going to do another little video showing people how to put the swing together.
Indeed, yes, yeah. So the age of the age of e-commerce and being able to actually create a sustainable business from the material aspect, and also from not being reliant on having to have a high street shop or retail outlets and things like this. This can be done with the age of the internet and e-commerce and social media, which is how eventually our paths have come to cross, and why we're here today. So yeah.
So can anyone come and visit you at this?
For sure. Absolutely, for sure. I mean, the door's wide open from many different points of view from this business. I'm open to design suggestions if somebody has a particular design in mind. And we can make high-end commissions through to through to any of the products that you can see on the e-commerce side of the website.
Yeah. So some of them are personalised as well, aren't they? So you can have people's names. And
yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we're aiming at the gift market, it's something kind of nice to have, a product that's made from sustainably sourced materials and that it's personalised. And those two things tick quite a few boxes for quite a few people. And it's really nice to manufacture these things for people.
I saw the cheese board as well. That's good.
Yeah, we do. So there's lots of
wedding
things.
presents and.
The wedding market is quite buoyant, and there's orders that start at this time of year as people begin to have the summertime wedding. And it's a small business that I started 3.5 years ago, and it's got such a long way to go, and there's huge enthusiasm from my point of view, because quite frankly there's nothing nicer than working with wood. It's tactile, it's a great material.
So
It's really good, and the satisfaction that it brings the end user, not just for a short period of time but for a long period of time, it excites me.
Yeah, and you've done it with sustainable, you don't just use any old wood, do you?
No. So there's strong relationships with local land management operations and landowners and estates, and also have a small patch of woodland down in Devon ourselves. And so it's important to me that these that wherever my material comes from, that it's sustainably forest. Yes, we have a finite amount of trees, but sometimes trees come to the end of their serviceable life and they have to come down. So I work closely in conjunction with these types of operations and their tree surgery operations. And so the idea, the thing that I'm bringing sustainable aspect to this is I'm saving a tree from ending up on a fire, i.e. as becoming firewood, repurposing it into something far more beautiful and long-lasting and functional, before it got condemned to going into the fireplace, if you will. So
people can really, something to treasure in their homes, isn't it? It's something special that's lasting. And
and I'm very proactive about replacing, planting, replanting trees where other trees have been taken down. And there's a lot of timber out there. There's a lot of beautiful woods out there that need to be looked after.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.